There is no doubt that the human brain is outstanding when it comes to its cognitive abilities and functionalities. No other creature uses language in such proficiency, has a similar sense of moral and religion, or has yet come up with remarkable inventories such as the electric bulb, nor has landed on the moon with its own spacecraft. Have you ever seen two aunts cooking their food, gambling, or making plans for a vacation? Our complex social and emotional behavior, the culture we establish, our creativity, and sense for aesthetics and beauty are just a few examples illustrating the difference from any other species. But what makes our brain so special? Though it is a very intuitive assumption, it turns out it is difficult to answer. It would be far easier if we had complete knowledge about what the brain actually does. One can approach the topic from different viewpoints: the behavioral, the philosophical, and the biological perspective. Let's start with the most intuitive perspective, the behavior. For most, human intelligence is held to be the superior ability. Surprisingly, we do not have the best memory, nor are the only species who use language or create tools to ease effort. Even more frustrating, there does not even exist an exact definition of intelligence, and yet no other species do what humans do and combine the same abilities and proficiencies than we do. Studies on the famous feral children Amala and Kamala from India revealed that intelligent behavior must be acquired and is not innate but the potential. This is why the social intelligence is held into focus more and more. Human culture and the ability of cooperation and collaboration on a global level is truly unique to humans. Being embedded in a culture is necessary to develop the human potential of intelligence. Because we humans are superior here, it might positively influence the development of our intelligence to a superior level. However, exposing primates to human culture does not turn their brain into a human brain, sure, because their potential differs from ours. From a psychological and philosophical perspective, scientists argue that our complex social behavior is due to the human capacity to place oneself in place of another, also known as the theory of mind. It is not innate in humans because children first lack this capacity and must gradually develop. The mirror test, done with chimpanzees and elephants, once was held to disprove that humans are the only species being able of the theory of mind. It has been shown that these animals realize that the picture seen in the mirror refers to their own body. Self-awareness is considered the primitive theory of mind. However, it is doubted to be sufficient for proving the theory of mind in non-human species. It seems the theory of mind stays philosophical as we cannot see the inner perspective of others and really know what they infer about others. That is why researchers try to find differences in the human brain of what we can see from the outside, hoping for insight for causal relationships between their finding and the outstanding performance of the human brain. The encephalization quotient, short EQ, is the ratio between observed to predicted brain mass when considering our body mass. It must not be mixed up with the ratio of brain mass and body size. Here, the tree shrew beats us humans. It turns out that while sperm whales have the biggest and heaviest brains, elephant brains inhabit about 3 times more neurons than human brains, and dolphin brains have most convolutions. We have the highest EQ. Though this parallels our intuition, it still might not be the cause for our abilities. The largest part of our brain considering volume, the neocortex, is very often considered to account for higher cognitive abilities because it is unproportionately large in humans. But it is not the only instance responsible for higher cognitive abilities. Studies revealed that some birds don't even possess a neocortex but still are considered intelligent. Though it is neither only the size nor solely the amount of neurons in our brain, well, the EQ might still contribute to maintain our super brain. One definite reason for the superiority is its unique architecture, which is embedded in our genes. A study published this year mapped brain regions that tend to process information that is present multiple times, such as the overlap of visual images from both eyes, and brain regions that possess centralized information that is present only once, synergistic information. In this example, that would be depth perception. According to the study, the brain regions associated with processing synergistic information were more likely to express genes unique to humans and are associated with brain development and functions such as intelligence. Other scientists found a gene that, when expressed, increases the number of neurons in the neocortex during prenatal development. Most importantly, the gene is ARHGAP11B is found only in humans. But the answer does not all lay solely in our genes. There is epigenetic evidence that social environment can even have direct effect at the genetic level too, such as the release of transcriptional factor FOXP2. It enhances associative learning and information transfer in the basal ganglia, supercharging the circuits that confer cognitive flexibility. Interestingly, this variant of the factor is also uniquely human. This is just a few examples, but even though it seems tempting, one has to be careful, arguing that the biological difference really is for our good. I think to be able to understand what makes our brain outstanding, it is fair to consider all the three perspectives non-separate from each other, to actually search for the unit it comprises. So now that we catch a glimpse of the three perspectives, the behavioral, the philosophical, and the biological perspective, I leave it up to you what to make of your own brain.